We all have disagreements, but in this day and age, it seems like our words have become destructive tools to tear each other down. We've got to do better. And today we are certainly going to try. Teacher, author, and speaker Beth Carey is here with her 3-step approach to teach our kids how to resolve conflicts constructively and create those habits that hopefully will stay with them for life. I hugged her so tight before the show. I've not seen her live in 3 years. And she is just the best person to tackle this. I had a worker come to the house and we were just talking about having middle schoolers. And he said that at his daughter's middle school, there have been in the last few weeks 3 fist fights between young girls. 3. And I thought, and I know that this has happened throughout the years, but our words and we just are such a trigger happy with our words and other things society. And you're here to say that we can change that, because conflict resolution, as I know it, has definitely taken a back seat, it seems like.
I agree, and the stats are getting worse every day. So what we need to do is we need to sit our young people down now.
Yeah.
And talk to them about conflict resolution and having confidence in doing it.
Right.
Before
they get to be
it arises, before it erupts,
yeah.
Because it's going to happen.
Sure.
So we've got 3 steps.
Okay.
And let's start with the first step, which is acknowledgement.
Okay, that seems simple enough. We're just going to acknowledge what? That we have a disagreement.
That it's going to happen. So sit down with your teen and say, look, conflict is part of life.
Right.
You know, so let's just acknowledge that it's going to happen, and then let's learn to deal with it. It is a life skill. It is an important life skill for us to develop, because once we learn how to deal with conflict at school, we can also deal with it at home, in the workplace, in relationships. Like, you know, maybe our divorce rate wouldn't be so high if we were better at resolving conflict.
Amen.
I'd say the third one is the problem is not going to go away.
Right.
So let's deal with what we have now. And in fact, it's probably going to get worse.
Right.
And then you also get known as the kid who's the easy target. The one that you can easily push around or push their buttons.
Oh boy.
And we don't want that to happen. So again, acknowledge this to your kids. Talk to your kids about this. And the last one, this is the hardest one, and Christine, I know you're going to laugh, but you have to do conflict resolution without social media, texting, emailing, Snapchat.
Wait a minute, is that old school thing called face-to-face?
Yes.
Whoa, what a novel idea.
But we have to let our kids know that we know they're not going to be happy about that.
I know.
And that's really the hardest one. So just acknowledging these facts will help them. So then you can go on to step 2 and say, okay, we know this is going to happen, so let's talk about what are the benefits. How will we benefit? What's in it for me if I solve the problem rather than running from it?
Right.
So, step 1, it'll always give you a new perspective.
Yes, I love that we've forgotten how to do that. All of us in our society, we're so set in our ways, and now we can listen to whatever we want to. We have so many voices in our ears pertaining to things that we already feel so strongly about, like our way or the highway. So I love that. Lo and behold, you might actually learn something new.
You really might.
Yes.
Also, when you're doing a dialogue, because you're doing it person to person, you can compromise and negotiate. Negotiation is very important. And, you know, I always say, do you have to be right 100% of the time?
I tell my husband that.
Of course you do.
Dr. Wayne Dyer, of course I do. Dr. Wayne Dyer once said, I was listening to old school cassette tapes, is it better to be right or to be kind? Always choose kind.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
You go, Dr. Dyer.
Yeah. And this is an interesting one too. A new mindset. I would like all of us, adults, kids, teens, whatever, to get a new mindset. Quit focusing on being mad at the person and focus on the issue. So the mindset the mindset you want your teens to have is it's you and I against the problem. You and I against the issue.
This is good.
So that you don't end up with ugliness coming out of things.
Right.
It is a skill that we can practice.
Yeah.
And we can do it in the mirror.
Sure.
We can do it with someone else. And if we have to, we can get a mediator in there to help us.
Yes.
So it's not something you're going into blind.
Sure.
So maybe, you need to practice it at the dinner table. I don't know.
I love it. Okay, we're running out of time, and I want to make sure we get to the last point, but finish up.
Consequences.
Consequences.
No punishment, no stress. By by solving the problem, you're going to alleviate losing friends,
Yes.
losing friends groups, and then, the one that kills me is avoiding activities because
Right,
that
'cause that person is there. Yes, yes.
All right, tips. There's tons of tips out there,
Tell me.
but we need to execute by staying calm.
Yeah. Oh.
Walking away and coming back, maybe when we are calm. Never do it in front of an audience.
Ooh.
Be a good listener. We have 2 ears, 1 mouth. There's a reason.
Yes.
State what's wrong. You know, how often do we fight and we think this is the problem and the other person thinks this is the problem? You're not even fighting over the same thing.
Right.
So
oh my God, these are
state
so good.
what's wrong,
Right.
and then focus on that issue. Again, not the person. Check your emotions. Don't bring up old stuff. Don't bring up what I call ugliness, exaggerations, etc. Use I statements. So you talk about what's wrong with you, not you're doing this,
Right.
Christine.
I feel
this
this
way. Say you're sorry. Goes a long way.
I know.
And then celebrate. Celebrate you did it.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a win.
Oh my gosh, Beth, so good. And side note, she's written great books to get our teens just to deal with life skills. And I found them the other day and I set them out so I could make sure that the kids read those. Just basic life skills. We want to raise these kind, wonderful human beings, and you help us do just that. Where can we go to learn more?
Well, I'm going to do a blog on this exact topic this weekend, and you'll have it on Monday. So go to learninginfoforeveryday.com. It's where you can get the books, and you can get more information if you missed part of the segment, or a friend or two might need this knowledge and you can share.
And you can share it. Thank you. Thank you so
Sure.
good. I'm
I
so
look forward
glad.
to coming back.
I am too.